let's give the presentation, baby. Yes, ma'am, we are ready to present our. Ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am, we are ready to present our
Okay.
PPT.
Share the screen and start the presentation. So your title is Alice Script, isn't it?
Yeah,
Backlog web
exactly, ma'am. And our paper ID is 442.
Okay.
Yeah,
Your
so
voice
ma'am.
is audible and your screen is also visible. You can start the presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, sure. So today we are here and today we are going to present a project which is AI based mock interview evaluator. So the idea of this project, which comes from the very real scenario when we were into a third year, we were not able to exactly have an accurate idea about how to give the interview. So there were few trainings were going on. So to keep that training into the mind, so we have developed this model. So the team members I have is Snehal Rajba, Siddhi Shelke, Ayush Singh, Yash Singh, and Dr. Praveen Shinde. And we are from Shahan Anchor Kachi Engineering College from Mumbai. So this is the introduction. In traditional interview preparation, method often lack personalization, real-time feedback, and emotional analysis. In our project, it's an intelligent mock interview system that simulates real interview, generate dynamic question, and analyze candidate behavior using llama and large language model, computer vision, and NLP. It aims to enhance the presentation process for students, job seekers, and institutions by offering adaptive and AI-driven evaluation. The project aims to develop an AI-powered interview system to simulate interview scenario and analyze candidate performance. Additionally, the placement portal will gonna include the features like mock interview, aptitude test, and the student dashboard. Interviews today can be time consuming, biased, and often lack constrained evaluation. Manual interview practice is hard to scale and rarely give the real feedback. Our project addressed this gap by using AI to simulate real interview scenario, generate personalized question, and detect cheating and analyze candidate behavior all in one platform. These were the few projects while we were developing the model which we have kept in mind, and we got an idea how we can take the path and which will be the right path to get to the desired goal. The development of LCAD prep is grounded to explore the recent advancement in AI driven interview preparation system, particularly focusing on emotional analysis, automate question generation, and feedback mechanism. To design LCAD prep, we refer to the recent AI-based interview system. In 2024, AI-based mock interview evaluation focusing on the emotions and confidence classification using facial expression analysis inspire our use of MediaPipe and OpenCV for a real-time behavior tracking. In 2022, there was a paper, Automate Question Generation, highlighting the efficiency of transformers and similarity search. Guided our implementation of RAG with Mistral 7B and FAST for contextual question generation. In 2021, this real-time mock interview using a deep learning emphasizes on need for feedback-driven virtual interview, influence, our use of whisper from speech analysis and feedback generation. The study of the bias in our system architecture combined the behavior analysis, dynamic question generation, and again the automatic feedback using the unified platform. So this is the exact same thing which we were talking about. So methodology. Now it's a very cool thing like we are going to see about how the actual model works. resume screening, the very first, like it contains of a two portal. Very first portal consists of a resume screening, speech to text generation, feedback generation, and as well as coding question practice you can do with using a lead code. So in the very first scenario, very first model, you have the resume screening. It extracts the candidate profile using NLP and maps into a job role into a database. And on the other hand, you can also create your resume with the use of just writing your prompt and putting your in detail personal stuff, and automatically within a second you will get your resume ready to go for the interview for any job role you want. And the second model, which is question generation, using a RAG and Mishal 7b to generate a questions which we had take from Hugging Face to generate non-contextual questions. So this question, like basically it will give you on any domain. Like currently we are focusing on the four domain, which is AI, software engineering, HR, and machine learning. So any topic you want, you have to just select the topic, and the model will gonna give you the 15 questions of that MCQ that will be more relevant towards that domain. And on the other hand, it will also give you the lead code questions which the students can actually go to lead code. There is a library named graph where we have fetched the data from lead code, and you can easily able to do your practice over there. And the very core part of the model by which we come into the live interview, mock interview part, video input process with the media pipe and OpenCV for face detection and emotional classification. So here basically we interact with the live bot, and once we started to interact with that bot, so it was very hard process for us to build the real-time communication between the bot and the user. So any domain you want, you have to just select the domain, you have to just, and the questions will be asked on you for that domain. So once you start to proceed to your interview, so the in-depth, the question will be much more deep level of your domain, and you will get more insightful of at the end of the interview you will get actual feedback of where you can be better, what are the things you can do, and how the things will play into your role. And other side, the group discussion, it was the core idea where most of the students, like when we were having a chat with the people or with the students in our college in the placement who won't get placed, so they were like the very first phase of interview is a group discussion where many people were getting out into a discussion. So we try to build a GD, a group discussion, where the student can come, they can have a same unique ID, they can do any random topic can be generated on the any topic you want, like on the, you have to select the domain and the any topic will gonna present you the group. So it works on a real-time communication, which is WebRTC, which is totally, and again we face the many challenges while connecting the user and as well as the client. So it mainly works on the protocol of handshake protocol, where the user sends a request to the client, where user sends a request to the server, and once the server accept the request, it comes back with a unique ID which can be easily able to make the connection between. So here we have a handshake protocol. So this was the main idea about the group discussion, where people can able to, the time will gonna allocate to each and every single person at a time, and they have to speak for a 1 minute, and once they speak for a minute, then it will switch to the another person. So all whatever you speak, like the model will gonna take your speech into a wave file, and it will convert into a text, and which will be stored into a database, and then it will gonna give you at the end of the GD, it will gonna rank who is the best student who got the absolutely right idea. So now we are going to the next model, which is speech to text. So this idea came from the interview which we were giving of Capgemini, and there is a SWOT test which you have to read a one particular paragraph, and the model will gonna evaluate you. So we have also done that with the using of OpenAI Whisper where the model will gonna generate a one paragraph where you have to read, and there will be a threshold which we have set at random speech. If you see, like 60 words per minute is the best speech time you can have. So like we have also maintained that same accurate model with that same thing, and if you read that paragraph how good you are stopping at the full stop or not, so model will gonna evaluate on that. And the next thing, the feedback part, which I was talking to you about in my live interview, mock live interview, and in the GD. So these are the both model which combines the feedback generation, and the front end and back end which we have mostly and corely focused on to build with React, Fast API, integrating with NoSQL database and MongoDB to fetch my model and to store my. So technologies that we used that were LLM, Mistral 7B, which we have QLoRa, NLP, Hugging Face, which I have already taken you a walkthrough from it, HTML, CSS for a basic thing, and MediaPipe for analyzing the user face expression, OpenCV for camera detection, backend for connectivity with the use of Fast API database, like we have used MongoDB, and deployment we have used WebRTC for a real-time communication. So this is the flowchart that we are currently focused on, like how the fine-tune happens, because there are many models which we have fine-tuned the live interview all part, and as well as the GD part. So data collection, as you have known, data collection and processing to analyze the missing value and how what kind of accurate, how what will be the actual end result. So that's how the model will gonna generate data and annotation and formatting to annotate like the user face, like happy, sad, is he neutral, is he while he is giving the interview, is he sad. So like we can get, we have trained annotation, we have labeled the data, model selection and preparation. So there were very few models which we were accurately giving the right scenario at a right time and a right accuracy, and fine tuned using Mistral 7B. So that was contains of a 7 billion parameters which take a long time us to train a model, and when we didn't have that enough GPU to train a model, so we develop a model on the college server and as well as few good laptops. And evaluation and testing, so we are still into the testing phase where we are getting few feedback, and recently we are going to deploy this project at the college level. The results which I have done here, like AI interview dashboard, like you have these 5 models in a very first page, and the next part which you have will be the GD and as well as the interview bot. So this is the first one: grammar correction, text generation, text summarization, question generation, and resume evaluation. Personalized use dashboard showing the real-time mock interview performance, tracking questions attempting, feedback history, emotional detection, and response accuracy. Visual progress indicate that helps user to identify the strength and the areas for improvement. So the very first thing which you can see here will be the question which I was talking to you about, the which will come from the lead code. So these are the questions which you can directly go and click and you can go and practice. So you don't have to additionally go to the another website and you have to fetch the information and you have to select the, so it will be hard because you have to just select the domain, you have to generate the question, and that's how you can do your stuff. And now this was the one output which I had put here, the voice evaluation app, which was the voice. Actually the paragraph you can generate, you can start recording, and at the end of that recording it will give you the words per minute, how good it was, are you accurate, are you speaking too fast or are you speaking too slow, right? So this was the real time interview scenario where the model can gonna tell you, okay, he will gonna, hello, I'm interview bot and today we are here having a conversation on this topic. So if you say yes, you can also write your text as well as you can also speak. So both audio and as well as the text on your keyboard will be acceptable. If you type really too fast and if you also copy or paste, like the model can able to detect the cheating type, okay, and it can also detect the facial detection. If the two-person can easily able to come, and it will gonna say like, okay, your interview has been interrupted, or like with another let's suppose you are giving an interview, there is another man who is speaking behind you, so model can able to interpret that and it can able to tell you, okay, a false interview. So it will be very easy for the people who are actually conducting thousands of interview in a day. So we can use this model, and that's where we can come into the picture, and that's how we can make people more productivity, and the interview section selection and the preparation will be much more easier. And this is the resume classification part, and this is the image of interview preparation, where you get the actual MCQs where you can select the right answer, and that's how you can evaluate your stuff. NLP based resume parsing in a job role mapping, extract skills, education and experience, like the key labels. Currently we have focusing on this: skills, education and experience, enabling the personalized question generation. AI powered mock interview platform simulates the real time scenarios. That's what we were talking about, including the resume screening, domain specific questions and a speech analysis. Helps user to build confidence and feedback on performance, emotions and fluency. The conclusion: LCAP Prep is a compressive AI based system that streamlines interview preparation through the real time simulation, automate evaluation, and intelligent feedback. It, it integrates advanced technologies such as LLM for the personalized question generation, media pipe, OpenCV, and behavior tracking, and a whisper for speech to text generation, which we had already talked about. The platform supports automate resume screening, which we are using of ATS, aptitude test, and dynamic feedback generation, providing holistic preparation experience by offering unbiased assessment, performance tracking, and data driven insights. LPrep not only benefits the candidate but improve the confidence and skill, but also assess recruitment to identify the right talent. The system address key challenges in traditional interview process such as scalability, biasness, and lack of feedback, make it a powerful tool for both the educational institute and hiring agency. And thank you so much.
So, what parameters are used by the system to evaluate the performance?
Sorry, ma'am.
So, what kind of parameters are used by the system to evaluate the parameter, like tone? So, what are the parameters you have considered here? How you will evaluate the performance
Yeah,
of the.
exactly, man. So, like let's suppose we have already trained a model in such a way where, let's suppose if you select the domain of AI, and if you ask me about, there are few concept of AI, what is supervised learning, what is unsupervised learning. The model will gonna ask you that question, and if you say the accurate answer, because like the textual question, and there are few words which will it will gonna see in your speech. Okay, it contains of label data, unlabeled data. It contains of it output and input code, it labels it right, and it tracks it in unsupervised learning, it clusters. So like the basic keywords, if you can able to speak while speaking that word, so it will gonna fetch that particular kind of word. Okay, and then it will gonna evaluate your performance on that basis. Like I have created, and while you are giving your interview, so if I am very nervous, so my model will gonna see ki okay, I am nervous, and at the end of the interview it will gonna tell me ki okay, you were nervous at this particular moment of time, and that's how you can be more confident. Otherwise, like you can change your way of speaking, or you can change the way how you act.
How this model handle accents and any background noise or unclear speech is there? How the system will handle those situations?
Currently we are not focusing on the spiritual, that backward part, the audio part. Like it detects the two different voices. Let's suppose if I am talking and the another voice comes into the picture. So as we have seen here, where I was showing you that part. Yeah, so here when you are interacting with the bot, so like it automatically detects your audio. Like if one person is speaking, and if the another person appears into that same talk, let's suppose okay, this word or this sentence if you speak, so your model will automatically gonna see ki, okay, the noise part and the unnoisy part. So like it will have that pattern of recognition. That's how it takes and collects the audio, and it stores into the database, and after it's evaluate for your feedback.
Okay, Yash, your presentation was really well. You may leave now.
Thank you so much, man. खाली भाई मेरी तो बीच में गांड बढ़ गई थी भाई, मेरी बीच में मेरी गांड बढ़ गई थी, बट एक सेकंड में I made it, come on, let's go guys, done.